No justice, no peace.
The demonstrations were largely peaceful as more than 400 National Guard troops and police kept watch. Meanwhile, family members of Keith Scott said police video of his fatal shooting has left them with more questions than answers. Scott, a 43-year-old black man and father of 7, was shot on Tuesday by Officer Brentley Vinson, who is black. Police say a gun was recovered on the scene. His family says he didn't even own a weapon. They claim he was carrying a book, not a gun. After Scott's relatives watched the police video of the shooting, a family lawyer said when he was shot and killed, Mr. Scott's hands were up by his side and he was slowly walking backwards. The family wants the video released, but police say that won't happen until the investigation is over. In the wake of the violence, churches and Christian ministries have been out on the streets looking to help and praying with people. The Billy Graham Evangelistic Association deployed crisis-trained chaplains.
A gentleman walked by, saw my truck, saw our van, walked over, said, "Are you chaplains?" "Yes." "Do you have a minute?" "Yes." "Can I tell you my story?" Yeah. And he just needed prayer. He just said, "I'm overwhelmed with life right now." And that's a constant theme that we hear often.
On Wednesday night, as police and protesters clashed, Charlotte pastor Kirby Anthony and members of his church were on the streets.
We decided to go down into Uptown for one reason and one reason only, to pray and to be a light for those that were there, to be a light for the police officers and to be a light for the protesters.
Meanwhile, the officer involved in the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man in Tulsa, Oklahoma, will face a first-degree manslaughter charge.
I determined that the filing of the felony crime of manslaughter in the first degree against Tulsa police officer Betty Shelby is warranted.
Shelby encountered Terrence Crutcher last Friday night with his car abandoned in the middle of the street. Shelby claims Crutcher ignored her commands and feared that he had a gun.
Traffic, I've got a subject who won't show me his hands.
But police in Tulsa have released a dashcam video, and it showed Crutcher with his hands up and walking away.
He's got his hands up there for her now.
Crutcher was shot moments later. His family said his death was racially motivated.
While we are pleased to learn that the officer who senselessly killed my beloved twin brother will face criminal charges for her reckless act, we understand that nothing will bring him back.
Officer Shelby turned herself in early Friday morning to face the first-degree manslaughter charge. And both shootings have once again brought the issues of race and relations with law enforcement, along with how to handle police videos, back to the headlines in an election year. George Thomas, CBN News.